Hello everybody, welcome. We are going to be understanding in this video the TCS test pattern and the syllabus, how many people they are going to hire, what sections that you need to prepare for, what do you need to do extra for TCS Digital and Prime. So we'll cover all of this. Let's move ahead and you can watch this video in 2x or 1.5x if you like to move this a little faster, right? So make sure that you follow us on all the social media handles because we share off-campus updates. The links to all of those in the description. And as always, the top 3 comments get the PrepInsta Prime subscription. As you can see here, absolutely free. So if you have some doubts or queries, make sure that you comment it as well. Right. So this is PrepInsta Prime, but we'll talk about this a little later as well. Right. So first of all, let's talk about the sections. Right. So you have numerical ability, which is nothing but quants. You have logical ability, which is basically logical reasoning, and you have verbal ability. Again, 25 minutes, 25 minutes, 25 minutes, all these sections, and 20 questions, 20 questions. But here in verbal, you'll get 25 questions. Then in part B, you have advanced quants and advanced logical, which is nothing but the numerical ability and the reasoning ability sections only. But the questions in this section would be much more difficult. So which is why you see that the time is a little more and the number of questions are a little less. And then you have advanced coding section wherein you'll have 90 minutes and 3 questions. Now out of the 3 questions, one would be relatively easy, one would be medium difficulty, and one would be very, very, very hard. So if you want to get the ninja profile interview, so in that case you score well in this section, that is the part A section, and you score well in these sections, and here you expect to solve at least 2 questions for the ninja profile in the coding part. If you want to get the digital or the prime profile interview, in that case you need to solve 3 questions here, all the 3 questions. Why? Because TCS is going to hire really less. We expect 5.4 lakh people to apply, and TCS has announced to hire 35,000 people, but they've already hired 20,000 of those from on campus. So we only expect 15,000 people to get selected this time because they've already hired from the on campus that they've done previously. So you can take a screenshot of this. This is fairly simple. We'll talk about each of the topics that would be there in the upcoming slides. But let's talk about the test first. So this is how your test screen would look like. So again, one very, very important thing is you will also have an on-screen calculator. You can't bring your your calculator of your own. You can only bring your pen, and you'll be allowed, because it's an in-center test only this time. There'll not be a virtual test. So which is why even the rough sheets, they will TCS Ion will provide it to you, right? So here, again, there's no negative marking. The section switching is not allowed. So you can't move from part A to part B of the test. No, not allowed. Subsection switching is not allowed also. So you can't move from quants to logical or quants to verbal, or from coding to advanced quants and advanced logical. So that is not allowed. Question switching is allowed. So if you want to switch from question 1 to, let's say, question number 12 in the quants or in the logical, so that is allowed. Browser tab shifting is not allowed. So if you by mistake press shift tab or let's say close the window, your test would end immediately. And again, there's an AI that in the test center which will be watching you from the screen and from the even the microphone. So it'll basically detect if you're cheating or looking here and there, right? This will be an in-center exam only this time, so you can't give the test from home. TCS Ion will announce that where is your center in nearest location. It could be in your city or it could be outside your city also. One more thing is, apart from the MCQ questions that are generally there would also be, especially in the advanced quant and advanced logical section, something called as FUB section, which is fill up the blank. So for example, here this is a question and you have to enter exact value. So and in the question they may mention that, okay, let's say if the answer is 36.543, and in the question they'll mention that, okay, only up to 2 correct decimal points. So here you will have to enter till here, that is 36.54. Or if it's in English verbal, if it's FUB in the verbal ability section, so in that case you just enter. So let's say has is the answer, so you just enter that. So these are these are the questions that are also called as star mark question, may also have double or triple the weightage. So for example, 3 marks or 4 marks or something, right? Now this is one of the most important sections for this particular video. So you have 3 profile, Ninja, Digital and Prime, which has had the higher package and has been introduced for the first time. This was earlier called as Innovator, Profile And the packages are here mentioned. So these are for UG, and these are for PG. Now, last year, they hired approximately 40,000 people. And this year, since they've already hired 20,000 people from the on-campus test, so which is why here I've mentioned the hiring target this time. So out of 5.4 lakh people who will be applying, we expect finally after the online test and after the interviews, they will be hiring approximately 14,000 for Ninja. They'll be hiring approximately 800 for digital, and they'll be hiring approximately 200 people for Prime. And in bracket here I mentioned 35,000 was last year the total hiring target, and 4,000 and 1,000 this year. Again, since they've already hired half the number of people, so you say relatively half of this, right? Now, for Ninja, you will not be offered good profile, right? Because they are giving you lower package, so they'll be giving you technologies which are a little obsolete. So, for example, 90% of the people hired in the Ninja profile are going to be software testers. So, your aim should be that you get digital and Prime, again higher package, and even for future, since you are working in a better technology, you are more demanded in the industry. Thus, when you switch the company, higher package because you are working on a good technology. Again, software operations associate, Java developer, because Java is an old language, and a lot of people know Java and it's not in demand these days. Web developer, old tech, not like Angular, Vue, or React and so on. Python developer, like just basic Python developer, not like AI, ML, data science, and so on, right? So, but again, you need to have certificates. But we'll talk about certificates a little later. Digital profile. So digital, again higher package. Full stack developer, you will basically be working in Angular, Vue, React JS. So if you have certification in all of those, in the interview you're more likely to get selected. So profiles offer backend developer, DevOps, web developer, Salesforce, SAP. And for Prime profile, you'll be mostly working in R&D and premium profiles: AI, ML, data engineer, business intelligence, cybersecurity, Gen AI, data scientist. One thing that TCS has also mentioned, and I'll very quickly show it to you also. Here, probably you're not able to see it. We'll also post it on our Instagram. This is actual. So this is something that we got from TCS. When you are being interviewed, this is the form that TCS is filling. So earlier this form was like a pen and paper based form. Now it's been changed to a digital form wherein they are filling from laptop. But the logic remains same. Here, if you see, they mention certifications, digital skills, and if you can zoom in, they have given the highest marks to digital skills, that is 20. They've given the highest marks to certifications. So TCS is saying that, okay, even though TCS hires you, you will not be allowed to work on projects because you are not certified in a technology. So TCS itself will train you for 3 months, basic training, and after that they will train you additionally for 1 or 2 months to get you certified from SAP or Salesforce or Microsoft or Power BI or so on. So you'll be wasting their resources also. So if you already have all of those certifications from a reputed organization, in that case TCS prefers those people, because you are more skilled, you have demonstrated your skills with a certification from a good college, from a good certification partner, and also they'll not have to waste their 2 months to train you in the specific technology. So you'll just basically go through the 3-month basic training, not specialized training in a skill. So again, good certification from Scalar or Upgrad or PrepInsta Prime or Simply Learn. So if you have PrepInsta Prime subscription, in that case, I would recommend you to go ahead with our full stack certification courses, or probably let's say data science, AI, QA analyst, and ethical hacking, Power BI, and all of these certification courses as well. These are very premium quality. And apart from that, also we have TCS NQT Digital and Prime courses as well. So you can take the subscription. With one single subscription, you can access like 200 plus courses as well, right? So link to it is given in the description of the video. Now moving ahead, this is basically how you need to perform to get a particular profile. So consider 100 people are applying. For example, let's say out of those, only the top 1% of the people would be shortlisted for TCS Prime interview. Top 1%. And they will interview, and based upon your interview performance, you can either be given Prime, Digital, or Ninja role. Simple, right? If you are in the top 5% of the online test, you will be given chance for digital interview. So this particular interview would be approximately 1.5 hours, and this particular interview of digital would be 1 hours, right? But for digital interview, based upon your interview performance, you'll only get digital or ninja role, or maybe nothing also, right? No prime role if you are not in the top 1%. If you're in the top 20% in the online test, so in that case, you will only get ninja profile. Even if you perform like amazingly great, but you'll still not get the digital profile or the prime profile. Why? Because you're only being interviewed for ninja based upon your online test performance, right? Now, this is very important. One more thing is, so in 2023, this is the official TCS number. They said 4.2 lakh people gave their TCS NQT off-campus exam, right? The free version of it. But this year, we expect 5.4 lakh people to approximately apply for the TCS NQT test off campus. Why? Because again, the college placement scenario is really bad. So, tier 1 and tier 2 colleges also, there are colleges which are tier 1 colleges used to have 95% placement. Now they have only 35-40% placement. So again, larger number of people would apply because they are eligible for TCS NQT because they don't have any offers, right? TCS had announced the hiring target of 35 to 40,000 officially in the news. You can search it on Google, but they've already hired 20,000 from on campus, which was conducted in October and also December, 2 times. Now, for this off-campus hiring, our estimation is that they'll only hire 15,000 moving forward, because that's only makes sense, right? So here's the breakdown. Out of 5.4 lakh people, 1.2 lakh people will clear the online test. And out of those 1.2 lakh people, only 15,000 people would get the TCS offer TCS offer, right? Out of those 15,000 people, we estimate that 14,000 people for Ninja, 800 for digital, and 200 for Prime. This generally remains constant this year, every year, based upon what we've seen, right? And based upon what TCS has also announced in their public, they only give like 1%, 2% people in the Prime profile, which was earlier called as TCS Innovator, right? So probably they took some inspiration from PrepInsta Prime and they called. So even though TCS has officially said that this year no virtual online test would be there, but only in-center test is allowed. But if in case TCS allows it later on for some students, this is how your virtual setup should look like when you're giving exam. So the TCS should be able to see everything from here to here, so that you're not cheating, and also no talking, no looking left, right and center. The AI is judging you based upon your microphone and camera, and even one actual person is also looking. So again, you can take a screenshot of this section also. For example, the detailed pattern for topic wise pattern for each of these sections: numerical ability and advanced quantitative aptitude. Topic wise syllabus remains the same. It's just that in advanced quantitative aptitude, the number of or the level of difficulty of the questions would be a little higher. So here you have again 25 questions, 20 minutes, 25 minutes, and 15 questions. This is advanced quant is shared between quants and logical. So out of 15, maybe 7-8 questions from quant, 7-8 questions from logical. So you have 2 ways to prepare for it. One is you can obviously take PrepInsta Prime subscription. In that PrepInsta Prime subscription, you can go to the TCS NQT course, and here you have all the things: quants, logical, verbal, coding, and languages, DSA, competitive coding. So even for interview preparation, everything is sorted. So you can take 3 months, 6 months, 12 months subscription, and you can access all the 200 plus courses. That's one way. Or you can go to, if you want to just practice the previous year papers, so in that case, you can go to prepinsta.com, go to prepare, and then all platforms, scroll to basically TCS. Then you'll land up on the TCS dashboard, scroll down and select the topic of your choice. So if you go to probability, so you scroll to probability, start the free quiz, click here, and then you'll end up here. You can solve this particular question. You get to know that how many people have chosen what option. So it's better than studying from books, because now you can benchmark. And second thing is, you will also get, okay, at what time did you solve this question? So how many people perform better than you, faster than you, and so on. So this is like a pretty cool way of how you can prepare. So it's much better than preparing from a book, right? So these are the 2 ways. Or you can take up PrepInsta Prime subscription, in that case, you need to prepare from the TCS NQT course and the quantitative aptitude course. So first you prepare from quantitative aptitude, clear your quants, and then you go to TCS NQT course and then practice from there. From the previous year papers and the specific topics that are only asked in TCS. So both of them would be relevant. And again, you can access all 200 plus courses, right? So verbal ability, you can take a screenshot of it. Again, same thing for verbal ability, TCS NQT course and PrepInsta Prime's verbal course. You can check. And for verbal ability, all you need to do is go to here, click on verbal ability, and you'll end up on PrepInsta's verbal ability dashboard. Scroll down and select the topic of your choice and start preparing, right? So that's one way. Again, reasoning ability, take a screenshot of this. These are all the topics that are very, very important. Again, this is pretty cool, right? Now, moving ahead to the coding part. One last thing is for the reasoning ability and advanced reasoning ability, here it's shared between the 7-8 questions from quant, 7-8 questions from reasoning ability. Advanced reasoning ability would be little more difficult, as always I've mentioned, right? Now, for the coding pattern, one very, very important thing is for the first question, which would be, relatively easy. So 90% of the people would be able to solve it. And even if you solve that question, you'll not get the ninja profile, you'll not get the digital profile, you'll not get the Prime profile. For any profile, you need to get at least 2 questions right because they are hiring really less. And it's dependent upon how many people are solving this. So you need to be in the top 20%. So for this particular section, the best thing that you can do is go to PrepInsta's top 100 codes. So just search top 100 codes PrepInsta and practice all the questions here. So one thing that is you can do here. So level of difficulty of the questions increases slowly. So for example, if you go to positive and negative numbers, so here you will get, my bad. Here you will get all the 3-4 different ways, method 1, method 2, method 3, method 4, and you can run the code here. Or you can just Google TCS coding questions, and then obviously PrepInsta Prime's website would come on top, and you can practice from previous year asked questions of TCS. But here, since this year they've introduced a new profile called as TCS Prime. So here, first of all, you'll find all the previous year questions, but for TCS Prime, we suggest go to TCS Code Vita coding questions, search it on Google, and here you will have all the TCS Code Vita coding questions. So the level of difficulty of the third question would be of TCS Code Vita level. And for the second question, you just Google TCS digital coding questions, and here you will get all the TCS digital coding questions. So second question here. So first question, basically from PrepInsta's top 100 codes. This is simple. For the second question, you will have for the second question, go to TCS digital, search it on Google, solve all the coding questions. So you'll get an idea of level of difficulty of the second question that is going to be there. And for the third question, you go to TCS Code Vita. And if in case you have PrepInsta Prime subscription, so in that case, we recommend you to first of all complete the TCS NQT course. And then you go ahead and prepare for from basic coding course. So question 1, intermediate coding course, question 1 again, and data structures question 2, and competitive coding course question 3. So you can choose all of these courses. Again, you get access to all of these again in PrepInsta Prime subscription, right? So moving ahead, previous year question I've already mentioned PrepInsta Prime. You can prepare from PrepInsta. Again, PrepInsta Prime, you get access to all of these courses: AWS, TCS NQT, Amazon, Wipro, Cisco, competitive coding, etc. In one single subscription. So you can take 3 months, 6 months, 12 month subscription. I guess we would have some. Always check coupon code. We give a little discount there. So these are the screenshots and the quality of the courses, as you can see here. We are also going to be running live classes for TCS starting from 1st. We'll announce the detail to all of those via WhatsApp messages to all the students who are already having PrepInsta Prime subscription. So TCS preparation course is also there. Use the coupon code YouTube. The link is in the description of the video. Right? Very, very, very important thing I want to also talk about at the very last. Now, a lot of people do this. That out of 5.4 lakh people that are expected to apply, approximately 1.2 lakh people will clear the online test, but will only hire 15,000 people. So more so, then the online test, you need to prepare for the interviews. Why? Because in interviews, and I'll make a separate video for it, in the interviews you will be judged upon your skills. So have certification from a reputed organizations. Don't be like, okay, I've studied from YouTube and you can ask me anything, because TCS has their own reasons. And I'm not saying do a certification from PrepInsta Prime, but a reputed organization like Scalar, Upgrad, Great Learning, and the free, not the free ones that they've uploaded on YouTube, because you need to show the actual certification also as well. So make sure that you do that. Study C, C++, Java, Python. Study basic coding, intermediate coding, competitive coding, data structures, because that is what they are going to ask. They will not be asking competitive coding for the Ninja interview. But they'll ask intermediate coding, basic coding, and data structures for the Ninja interview. For digital interview and Prime interview, both they will ask competitive coding as well. So one thing is, apart from that, also study SQL and DBMS and computer networks as well, which would be asked. So again, if you have PrepInsta Prime subscription, you'll get access to all of these courses as well. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach us out on our Instagram. So you can search PrepInsta 2024. And you'll land up on the Instagram page, and you can DM us here, or maybe you can also mention, message me, kaushik.atulya here. So message us here if you have any questions, or personally message me as well if you have any questions here. So I have like 200 plus followers, 200k plus followers, but I reply to each and every message that I get. I get like 40-50 messages a day, so I take out a little time. All the really best. All the links that I've mentioned are given in the description of the video, and thank you all.